I tell you what, this is special edition. The Business Plugs Mixer. The ladies are coming on in. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the Business Plug. And so today I have the honor of hosting Smart Women Partner and Grow Rich. The ladies are back. The ladies are back. Come on in. Share it on your space. If you are anywhere in the United States and my African friends, please share it on your space. Come on in. If you've given a TED talk, if you want to give a TED talk, shout out to Cornell University, my girls there who are showing up. Shout out to you all. Shout out to my TSP people who are also joining in. Shout out to all of you who enjoyed the Business Plugs Mixer. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining in this lunchtime edition for most of the United States. We're going to have a good time talking about TEDx Talks. Have you done a TEDx? Have you done a TED Talk? Would you like to do a TED Talk? Have you done a TED Talk and you're wondering, what is my next step? And you have no clue. Well, this is where you're going for answers. Today we have answers, we have resolution, we have clarity. Like this is going to be a fun-filled hour. So I'd like to welcome my guest. So welcome, ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
Good to see you all. Good to see you all. And so 1 minute introduction, ladies, please. And I'm gonna start at the bottom and work my way all the way up to the top. So we're starting first with Miss Kemya.
Hello. Thank you for having us, Linda. I am Miss Kemya. I am a digital marketing strategist and social media manager over at marketingsparkler.com. And I help small business owners who do not have in-house marketing support develop profitable marketing systems. And I do this through a range of online and offline activities to fuel your marketing.
I love it. And Miss Sharon.
Hi, I'm Sharon Ringier, and I am the founder of I'm Possible Women's Empowerment Collaborative, as well as the, editor-in-chief of the Possible Woman magazine. I completely had a brain freeze. Like, what do I do? I'm a small business alignment strategist. I help women to find clarity when it comes to setting goals. We tend to have shiny syndrome, and we don't realize that we need to step back and look at the goals that we're setting, why they need to align with who we are in order for us to be able to manifest what we want.
I like it. I like it. Miss Lynn.
I am a product development strategist and help people market the TED Talk or presentation or workshop that they already have and 10x your expertise, which is my consulting process.
I love it. Dr. Donna.
Thank you so much for hosting this, Linda. Jerrilynn, thank you so much for being the co-pilot on this. My name is Dr. Donna Smith Bellinger. I am your sales manager on demand. So if you have challenges moving people from pleased to meet you to thank you for your business, I would be that person that you would reach out to assist you with that. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Our powerful leader, Jerrilynn.
Oh, wow. I like that. Powerful leader. Okay. I am Jerrilynn B. Thomas. I am the founder of Smart Women Partner and Grow Rich. I help women build their marketing tribe on LinkedIn so they can build a bigger audience, female audience, for their special offers. I'm that person you go to when you're giving a conference, a webinar, whatever, and you're trying to reach more women on LinkedIn.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So how we're going to do this? So I have like 20 questions, right? So we're going to ask questions, but as we go through this, if you are watching this and you have questions, go ahead and put your questions in the comments, because we're going to make sure that we respond to all the questions that are asked. So if you put them in the comments, then we can see them and we'll provide the answers for them. But the ladies have already come prepared. Hey, Renita. So Renita has joined us. Hello, Renita. Thanks for joining us. So if you have questions, go ahead and put your questions in the comments. The ladies are going to answer this round robin of questions. And then from there, we're going to make sure that we answer the audience's questions before we close. So here we go. So our leader, you're first up. First at bat. So,
Okay.
what is co-marketing and why is it important for us to use?
Okay. You know what? Co-marketing is this right here. What we are doing. We are building something new together. Co-marketing is where you take your business DNA, merge it with one, two, three, four, five or more people to create new content, a new event, something that is of value to your shared target audience. It's just a new way of getting your business in front of your audience to get them all excited. And that's what we're doing. All of us have people in our contacts or who are clients who've done a TED Talk or who want to. So, hey, we're just pooling our talents to show them that, hey, we can help you.
I love it. I love it. And so, Kimya, how can people leverage their TED Talk to reach a broader
Mhm.
audience?
Uh-oh.
Kimya,
Is
are we having technical
one
difficulties?
is there are a few things you can do. Yes. Yes, and the challenge is always I don't know where. We don't know where it's coming from on a panel. But I'll start over. One of the things you can do to broaden your audience after you've done a TED Talk, the people that you want to get in front of, if you have a prospective clients list, companies that you've been trying to get a foot in the door, reach out to those companies and share your TED Talk with them. Expanding your audience and expanding your network can be simple. People are familiar with TED Talks. And so that's one of the things that I would definitely recommend. Look at your prospective client list or people that you've been wanting to connect with and share your TED Talk with them and share a little bit about the origin story and then invite them to connect with you. Way that you can use your TED Talk to get in front of an expanded audience.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And so, Sharon, how can people use and leverage their experience with TED Talks to make money
So
as
one
far
of
as
the
goal setting?
So one of the things that I realize with when and it plays with everything that we do is when whatever we're using, we can take that and extend it out further. So, but understanding the end, keeping the end in mind, right? So it's like if we're trying to do TED Talks, we're trying to do summits, we're trying to do all of these things. But how can we, like, for instance, take that TED Talk and monetize it and put it in our goals? Okay, I got the TED Talk. What else can I do with this TED Talk? Well, I can reach out to Lynn and say, hey, I need to create a course around this TED Talk. I can co-market with other women that are in that same space that kind of is leveraging the same ideals of what I'm trying to share in my TED Talk and reach out to Jerrilynn and say, hey, let's co-market to figure out how we can make that happen. And of course, bring in Miss Kemya because we don't want duct tape on how to, get it out there on social media. This girl, she'll talk about you about the duct tape. Just saying. So it's leveraging all of that as well as bringing in, and I'm talking from a space of this is how you utilize the people you have in your tribe. Then you go to Donna and say, hey, how do we work out to create sales for,
Mm,
monetizing my ebook, monetizing my time on the stage, monetizing, closing deals and creating workshops, all of these things. How do you corral them all in, but do it strategically so that you can actually create a plan? Because a plan, without vision doesn't work, right?
absolutely. I love it. I love it. And so, yeah, so Lynn, so talk to us about how we can get people to know, like, and trust us after we've done our TED Talk.
Well, the funny thing about a TED Talk is it feels like a destination for a lot of people. And the fact is that it's not it is a destination, but you got to get people interested in going to that destination. So to get people to know, like, and trust you, you can create small little pieces of content, even if they're a minute or a minute and a half or something like that, and create checklists and tip sheets and worksheets and even little videos talking about one thing that people can take action on related to the problem you're discussing in your TED Talk, and have that be part of the customer journey so that they want to hear the whole TED Talk. And then after the TED Talk, that they want to actually work through that in a workshop kind of format.
I love it. I love it. That workshop kind of format, which leads me to Jerrilynn. So can you tell us how to create that co-marketing around your TED Talk?
That is the fun part. Okay, with that, you need to look at exactly who your target audience is. Once you really have identified that person, then you can like figure out, okay, so I know my audience now. Who exactly has my audience? Who
Mm,
has my client before they do business with me, while they're doing business with me, and after they're doing business with me? And those
mm,
are people, number one, that you're going to co-market with, which is the fun part. Okay, yes, I want to co-market. So what am I going to do with that talk? I need to package it up into something so that when I reach out to these folks and say, hey, I want to co-market with you, that I make them go, wow, like, heck, yeah, I want to partner up with you. Like you could take that TED talk, turn it into a business game,
mm-hmm,
an actual board game, and tie in a club with it so that, as people, they buy your board game. And then there's this club that they join, and they could be playing it together and
mm-hmm.
talking and sharing strategies, which is a fun part. Or maybe it could be that you're creating a retreat or a conference around it, and you could have a branded magazine where you're showing something like, from all of your other conferences, some of the pictures, um, interviews with past folks who took part in it, and of course, information from your past speakers. So it's like you have this magazine, you're getting everybody excited, like, you know what, I want to experience that too. So you have to create something fun. And then once you know what it is that you're going to package it up as, then you have to come up with a win-win offer. Like for that board game, maybe, your co-marketing partners, they can have their own game card
I love
and
it.
their own description or something like that. And it could be leaders in that club. So as people are playing that game together, they can be in that club room, sharing ideas, talking to them, engaging. Maybe for the retreat, like for the magazine, it could be like your co-marketing partners can have their own ad, of course, and their own section in there where they're sharing their words of wisdom, so they're getting exposure, so it's worth their time to co-market
Absolutely.
with you, 'cause that's what you want. Happy people where they're getting value. It's not just you making money, they're making money too and getting clients.
I love the fact that people get to eat together, right? Everybody eating at the
Yes,
table.
it's a
I love that.
buffet.
Absolutely. I love that. And so, Kemya, she's talked about your partners and the people you're co marketing with. So, let's go at it from an audience perspective. So, what do you think is the best platform for someone who is looking for digital marketing channels? Kemya?
Yes. So if you are looking for digital marketing, because you broke in and out, I just wanted to be clear on the question.
Okay. So, yeah, so we're talking about for the audience, right? So, what is the best digital marketing channels to use when you're trying to leverage your TED Talk?
It totally depends. Well, TED Talk is video, but it totally depends on where you were prior to doing the TED Talk. So, wherever you were building an audience, wherever you were creating, publishing content, engaging with your audience, go there. I wouldn't necessarily say start on a new platform. So, look at what you were doing prior to the TED Talk, prior to trying to build your network, and make sure you promote your TED Talk there. If you, that's the one that I would recommend you make sure you have your TED Talk. Of course, it's published on the major channels, but you can talk about your TED Talk and link to the TED Talk. You can put that TED Talk in a playlist with perhaps some other video. You really want to leverage video because a TED Talk is actual video. And then, of course, you can always create clips of maybe your behind the scenes of a TED Talk, maybe your afterglow of the TED Talk. Create video clips and share your experiences. And then, of course, direct people to watch the TED Talk video. So again, look at where you were already building an audience, or you share the experience, the before, during, and after, where you were already building that audience on those particular channels.
I love that. I love that. I love that. And so, Miss Dr. Donna, I keep wanting to call you Miss because I'm calling everybody Miss. Dr. Donna, please tell us. So now, how do you hold that audience accountable to action?
Holding an audience accountable is a part of your sales process. And we've had a lot of little Jenga pieces mentioned in the previous comments from the other panelists. But here is how it's going to work. When you decide to do the TED Talk, the first thing you need to do is determine what it is you want them to do, the action that you want them to take as a result of having heard you speak. When you're planning your talk, you want to know exactly what it is you want to guide them to. That's when you're going to have your plan for working with Jerrilynn and the co-creators. That's when you're going to make sure that you have the content ready for the upsell. You know, you want fries with that? You're going to have that upsell, which will be, Lynn. You're going to have your partners, which would be Kemya and Sharon, and also you, Linda. But you're going to create a complete process. So this is what my topic is going to be. As a result of having connected with me in the Tedx, you are going to move to step 2, step 3, step 4. And always make sure that you give them a deliverable, a step that they must take. When I'm working with coaches and authors and others, my first question is always, what do you want them to do as a result of having been in your space? Yeah. And it shouldn't be, oh, I want them to feel. That's not why you went into business. I'm just saying, that's not why you went into business.
Here we go.
What did you want them to do? What is the action? What is the accountability?
Absolutely.
Because they are with you because of your education and your expertise. They're coming to you for your guidance. And so that's first and foremost as we're creating the rest of the cycle.
I love it. This is good information. Great information. So, okay, now we're trying to get that. Let me go back to the beginning of it. Sharon, how do you align your goals with the audience, with the audience's needs?
One, it starts with researching who your audience is and understanding what they're looking for. And sometimes it's polling to ask them what they're looking for. That's something that we tend to forget. I remember when I first started my other business as an event planner, and it was all about, I like these colors and I like this and I like that. And the thing is, it's like fuchsia and black was not their thing. You know, when you're a bride, because that was my past business, when you're a bride, they want pastels, not fuchsia and black. And they didn't understand that. So it's understanding your client's needs first and researching and seeing what they are and understand, it's the whole, if you want that know, like, and trust, you got to know what it is that they like to trust you for.
Absolutely.
So it's, and then past that, it's setting those measurable goals to be able to see when you're out there sharing, your content, your looking at your sharing your Tedx. That's what I'm trying to get to. It's, what are the likes that you're getting, or is it being shared? How many video watches? So it's the measuring, the matrix of it.
Mhm.
So that is huge, with just understanding the behind the scene and knowing your client first before you even try to pitch them.
And before I move forward, so you mentioned metrics. So what are good metrics to use in order to gauge your visibility?
And what's funny is I'm learning this myself. So it's really, it's definitely a challenge. So I'm that entrepreneur that I'm speaking from what I'm dealing with, and that's understanding, like when you look at the back, what do you call it, like the background or behind the scenes or
Right, the
whatever.
insights. Yeah.
Looking at their insights again, understanding, are they looking at your, at your information that you're giving, your general post. And Kemya, you can help me out on this because I know you understand social media better than I do. Because she doesn't use duct tape, I do. Oh, I said that out loud. Oh, she's gonna get me. No,
Most
I'm
people do
kidding.
use duct tape. Come on.
Yeah, I
Unless
use
they're
duct tape,
marketing
masking tape,
expert.
whatever you call it, to keep it put. I just need to keep it held together. But yeah, so it's really understanding that piece, and we don't get, as entrepreneurs, we know our zone, but there are certain things that we need to understand still.
Absolutely.
Even if, my specialty is goal setting, but I better doggone well know what's going on in that, understanding my KPIs and all of that fun
Absolutely.
stuff. So I hope I answered the
You
question.
did. Yes, you did.
Okay.
Because, right. Because here's the thing. What you said is you better refer to an expert for the details, right? You
Mm-hmm.
need to know a high level of your KPIs. You need to know your metrics. But
Mm-hmm.
if you need anything more than that, then you better call in a Kemya.
Yep. Yep.
So I love it, love it, love it. So switching gears for just a second. So Lynn, I have this incredible introductory offer. Now, how do I take that introductory offer and make it a high price purchase?
Oh, what a great question. Thank you. Um, well, Donna can tell you how because I helped her do it. So the thing is you have to identify the most important thing they need to learn first, and how what they learn will help them have a mindset shift into being open to more time with you.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? So
Yes.
your introductory offer might have something to do with business planning, and you want to just get them excited and interested enough in the work of business planning so that they then want your services to help them actually see it through.
I love it. I love it. That sounds simple, right? It's actually knowing what they need first.
You have to know what they need after they get introduced
Mm-hmm.
and understand a few things so
Mm-hmm.
that they think differently about what's possible.
I
And
love
then
that.
you take them there.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And so Kemya, dear Kemya, we talked about those metrics. So how do we know that what we're doing is working? I think we have a slower feed on Kemya's line.
I think so too. Uh,
So Kemya, can you hear me?
I think she said before to like take her out and bring her back in,
I
possibly.
did, and it didn't work.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah,
Oh, she said she's frozen.
yeah,
No.
she's frozen. So let's pull her out for a minute and she'll work
Okay.
on that. And then going up to Jerrilynn. So talking about your you're in the middle of facilitating co-marketing cohort with a B2B women, which has AI playing in the major role. So I want you to talk about how TEDx speakers can utilize some of those strategies and how when you're marketing, co-marketing with your participants using AI, it can lay a foundation and roll out with your co-marketing campaign. How can you use AI in your co-marketing campaign to help you up level the co-marketing
Yes.
experience?
Oh my God. It's phenomenal what you can do with AI. We're playing around with Chat, GPT, Perplexity, AI, and Claude.
Mm-hmm.
We started off with a prompt for Chat GPT,
Mm-hmm.
where we asked it to ask us 20 questions about us. And of course, it asked it, and we answered, and we like did a dump. You have to dump
Mm.
everything in there about your business, about your project that you want to, well, that you're working on. Maybe it's a e-course that you have or whatever. You dump everything in there, and then you answer those questions. It's going to ask you some more. You do that again. You do it about 2 times. Third time, you say, "Bump this. Tell me who would be the perfect avatar for me," and it will give you that person. Give her a name, all the characteristics and all that stuff. So once you know that, once you know who she is, then you say, okay, now who should I partner with? So you're going to ask once again, who would be doing business with my clients before, during, and after, and it's going to tell you, which is awesome. And once it gives you that picture, then you're going to say, okay, I want to build a co-marketing campaign, and I'm thinking about doing, say, maybe a magazine targeting, say, B2B women who are just starting out. And um, AI will give you a outline of maybe 10, 10 different ways that you could use that magazine. You pick the one that you like, and then you make it give you more. And that's what
Absolutely.
we've been doing. And then once we have like narrowed down on the concept that is the best, then it's giving us a plan of action that we're
Absolutely.
rolling out. And that's what AI can do for you. It can help you figure out people that you didn't even think that you should be partnering with to partner with, and give
I
you
love it.
ideas on how to take your small little magazine and make it broader. It makes everything bigger, bigger and better. That's what AI can do for you if you would use it. And it also tells you who to go and look for in your LinkedIn contacts.
Mm-hmm.
So use it. Don't try to do all this stuff by yourself. Plug it into Claude, ChatGPT, Perplexity, something,
Something.
and make it bigger. Because it's like I said,
Mm-hmm.
take your concept, make it bigger and better, and make you wow the world.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And so, Dr. Donna, so talking about those metrics, give us the information about how we can find out what's the right metrics to measure.
Well, mainly what you need to determine is, first of all, who you're trying to reach, and then their engagement with you. So, one of the top things that a lot of us struggle with, and Kemya will be able to give us even more on that, is engagement. We throw all types of memes and comments and questions and surveys and Larry, Moe, and Curly all out, and we get crickets, crickets, crickets. And so the first metric that you need to deal with is, of course, engagement.
Mm.
A lot of us also put that information out there without having a clear vision of what we want to have happen. It was said earlier today that it's not just a matter of what our thoughts are, it's not our logic. This is the prospect or the audience's logic. So if you want them to visit your website, you have to create engagement to move them into that space. If you want them to join your Facebook group, what is the value that they get out of joining that particular group or your membership program or whatever? But again, when you're measuring those metrics, you have to use them to learn what has them engaging and responding versus what makes us feel good, what
Mm.
makes us feel important, what makes
Yeah.
us feel like we're the experts, because it's not what it's about. It's about and I'm slipping back into my sales space, but it's about solving a pain or a problem for the person that you are addressing.
I
And
love it.
that is how you get them to engage. So, from that and the different messages, you want to be able to see how many people not only like, because all of your friends are going to like it, but how many people are going to share it and how many people are going to respond to it. Those are two things that you have to keep your eyes open for. Otherwise, you're going to wind up with the same narrow collection of people that you currently have. But when you're doing a TEDx talk or any major online endeavor, it's about broadening
Yes.
your reach, getting more people in, and moving yourself from the hunter to the hunted,
That right
having
there.
people jump back in there and say, no, really, that's who I need to talk to. This person gets where my pain is. Let me get some more of that special sauce.
I love it. 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 Absolutely. So Renita, so those some good eats right there, doctor. Those some good eats. And so Kim, yeah. So we know that there are metrics, right? And so everybody likes the lights, but we know that those are the lightest weight. Give us how we should try to get the return of our investment in the algorithm based on the action of our audiences.
Oops.
And if you're stuck, Kim, you put it into the comment section.
Yeah, we'll read it for you.
Yes. So the biggest return on our investment, um, like Donna said, we are in business for business. Feel good is great, but metrics, they can be, look at your engagement rates prior to doing something and then what happens after. So for example, how many increased connections did you gain on LinkedIn as a result of your TED? Did your website traffic increase from doing the TEDx talk? Did you notice an uptick in website visitors? Look at the identifying point. Whenever that TEDx dropped, look on YouTube where it's posted from TEDx and see what the views were. Can you correlate those things with your own business metrics? Did you notice a surge in inquiries to your business? Did you notice a surge? And so as we get down to the business, depending on the content of your TED Talk, your website metrics, your business inquiries, other platforms, all of those things should have increased if you told people you were doing a TEDx and if you TEDx with your audience. And so that's what I would look at. I look at the money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
the inquiries.
that's what I was thinking.
Absolutely.
The website
Did you
traffic.
get more
I'm looking
sales?
at the
Did you
money.
book?
What
Did you
did,
get
from
more
a
people
revenue
booking your
generating
20 calendar?
standpoint, what did it do for your business?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love that. I love that you said, because a lot of times we get caught up in public appearances, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we are internet famous and bank broke,
That piece.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So I love, love, love that she said, look at the money. Okay. Bottom bottom line, the metrics are start with the money. What thing are you doing? What are you fostering that's generating more cash in your bank account? What is that thing? And so that's the most important metric for all of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we're talking about how
Yes.
to get TEDx, like beyond the talk. You've done the TEDx, you've been on stage, you've been in the red circle, and now you're stuck with, or maybe you've written a book and you wrote this book, you poured your heart into it, and it's still not going anywhere. When you're telling your stories out here to the universe and the world, can you monetize those things, right? And so Jerrilynn talked about co-marketing, right? Kemya is talking about digital marketing. Lynn is talking about breaking it down and monetizing that thing. Like Sharon is talking about, honey, set some goals first. You need to know what you want. And so Dr. Donna is talking about, honey, let's get these sales right. But it all leads to the money. It all leads to the money. Mm-hmm. So as we're talking about these things, and anyone can chime in. Absolutely. Anyone can chime in. What have you yourself implemented, right? What have you yourself implemented in your business in order to take it from to right? Because we're talking about attraction systems versus chasing customers and doing that one and done thing. And I'll start with Lynn. Your business, everybody on here is a businesswoman, and we've all had to put that magic to work, right? So what one thing can you tell our audience that's going to take them from to in attracting customers?
I think webinars are awesome. And it's the journey that gets you to the webinar that makes the webinar more powerful. So the webinars really is an opportunity to give people an example or a tiny taste of what it's like to work with you. And then they want more. So they'll pay a small amount. They call it try. They'll pay a small amount. And if they're ready to make the big investment and have like a big return, then they'll invest even more than that. But at least they get the sense of what it's like to work with you, and they start to trust you and want to try something.
I love it. I love it. Kemya, what is that thing?
I like workshops to piggyback off of that. I think workshops to piggyback low ticket workshops, and you find people who are willing to invest in their businesses. You kind of pre-qualify people.
Right.
I like it. I like it. What about you, Ms. Sharon?
So for me, all of these are great. And for me, Summit. I'm planning a summit now. But more importantly than that is understanding the vice that you choose. Because each vice is going to have a different result, and understanding what you want to use it for. So if a lot of people so I'll give you the example of the summit. It's complimentary. My goal is to fill my funnel. The other speakers, their goals are to fill their funnel. And from there, that's how we lead them to what we all have. So it's like understanding the vice and what you want to use it for, because a lot of, some people don't understand that. Well, why are you offering it complimentary? Because my ROI isn't dollars per se. It's getting the numbers to be able to share my information even further.
I love it.
So that's kind of where I'm going. And by the way, 3 of the speakers are here.
I love it.
Co-marketing at its finest.
Absolutely, absolutely. And going to the co-marketing queen up in the middle there. So, ma'am, what have you used in order to grow your audience?
Oh, I have to say, LinkedIn audio events and LinkedIn newsletters. I love LinkedIn. You gotta have a playground. You need a place to market where your target audience hangs out. Mine is on LinkedIn. My audience is B2B women who package up their products and services into conferences, retreats, magazines, podcasts, and all that stuff. So I like to go deep into my LinkedIn Rolodex and find women that I can invite to come and hang out with me during a LinkedIn audio event.
I love it.
It's magical because you can let people talk about their business and have a conversation. It's like we get all these LinkedIn connections and we don't have conversations with them. And LinkedIn audio lets you have that conversation with them.
I love it.
And the newsletter lets you just expand more because you can talk more about that person that you met on that LinkedIn audio. So I'm building relationships with my female connections on LinkedIn, and it's paying off. And it's fun, just like this.
I know it. And so, Dr. Donna, last but definitely not least, talk about how you've used whatever strategy you use in order to gain your audience.
Well, as Kemya said, I do some workshops, seminars. It's what I call my Donna free, and they get a chance to get a little bit of me. But I do a lot of videos, and you'll see them regularly on LinkedIn and other social media platforms because I need people to understand my voice, my way of communicating, to draw them into the conversation. Not everyone wants to read, you know.
Right.
They've got the attention span of a gnat, you know, because we just don't have a lot of time right now. So you have to be able to bring them into the conversation and have them connect with you quickly. Quickly. The other thing is, I've said frequently that we are largely sheep. We are followers.
Yes.
That's what social media is all about, following. And put out your recommendations regularly, because it's not just what you say you do, it's what other people say you've been able to accomplish for them. If someone were to go onto my LinkedIn profile, they would see over 40 recommendations of people talking not about, oh, she's nice, she's knowledgeable, you know, no, I'm paying you, you're supposed to be all of that. Okay. It's what did you deliver?
Yeah.
What was it that you brought to the table that put something in my bank account? And so when your recommendations go up there, that's what it should be. What happened as a result of engaging with Kemya, with Lynn, with Sharon, with Jerrilynn, with Linda? Because that's what they're going to be willing to invest in. So it's the videos, and then also what other people say about your value and your results.
I love that. I love that. And so when you're talking about doing a TED Talk, you're basically talking about personal branding, right? You're talking about branding your story as an individual. So they see you as the authority for whatever that is that you've talked about. So ladies, what do you think, and anyone can chime in, what do you think sets you up as the expert in the room when you've done your TED Talk? Other than the talk itself, what else can you do to set yourself apart as the expert in the room?
I'll start. Own it. Own it. Don't shrink away. You had the mic, you were on the stage. You are officially an expert. And what I find oftentimes is women shy away from calling themselves an expert. Y'all know I don't have no problem calling myself an expert. I am. Listen, I'm an expert. But really, it starts with owning it.
Yeah.
As a part of your personal brand. And oftentimes that's the root of the problem, is that women are doing these talks and they are not owning the stage, owning the platform. You have to own it and be confident in what you delivered in order to leverage it. So I would start with owning your status as a Tedx speaker, which automatically builds credibility and validity for whatever it is you're doing. So ownership is step one.
I love it.
You know, and I would say that step two would be maintaining a relatable conversation. You want them to be able to see themselves in your success. You need them to say, oh, this is a person who understands what I have gone through and they have overcome that particular challenge.
Yeah.
I need to talk to them.
Absolutely. Because you become the guide, right? And you can't guide from the back.
Because you don't want to intimidate them
and
say, oh, I'm all that in a bag of chips. You don't want to do that thing. But you do want to say, I get you. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. And my solutions, my experience would work well for you. Let's investigate it together.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Can I chime in on?
Yes, ma'am,
I'm
please
going to
do.
do a 2.0 off of Kemya. Owning it. So, and I'm a visual person, so I used to own a 67 MGB no one knew I had. Not until I took it out the garage. You got to drive it. So drive your message hard. I mean, it doesn't have to be salesy or pitchy if you know how to tell your story, but you have to. You got to get out of the garage.
You gotta get out of the garage.
Just because you own something, it's like, is that good? But that's the first step. You got to own it. Because if you don't know who you are, you can't drive it anyway.
Absolutely.
That's like having a car with no license. So last time we talked about spaghetti. Today we're talking about cars. So it's like you own it, you get in it, you drive it, get out there and let people see you in it.
Absolutely. And talking about that, and I love that. So that's a great segue to how do you go? So I think about marketing as a ripple, right? You start where you are and then it ripples out. What is the best way to go broad, Lynn?
What's the best way to go broad? Well, first of all, I think that stories are powerful. They teach lessons. And so if you build into a program that you have a story of what went wrong with somebody and then how they shifted their mindset, and then the story of what they started to do differently and the outcome, that's pretty compelling. And that's going to make them curious enough to start the step. Like, oh, I had the same problem. So let me do the first thing that they did with her. So those are the things. One of the things that the stories I tell that are my favorites are when people come to me and say, fix my broken course. So they have a course, it's never sold. And I say, oh, well, that course is valuable, but not necessarily first. So we say the answer to that problem is doing a strategy to see what really matters to you and what's going to matter to your audience most. And what part of your expertise is most enjoyable to share. And that's how we start. And when we get to the most enjoyable part, and I hear them say the same thing 2 or 3 times, that's where we hone in on the course.
Yeah. I love it. I love that. And so, Jerrilynn, I've gotten all my bells and whistles together, and now I'm looking for someone to co-market with. Who is the ideal person for me to co-market with?
She's right there in your LinkedIn Rolodex, waiting for you. She's there. She's like saying, hey, come on. The ideal person is someone who's already following you, who's connected with you, who has your target audience. And she's doing something that complements what you do. Right? Donna sells. That complements co-marketing. Because if you're doing co-marketing and you're creating something brand new, then how do you price it? Number one, and how do you get that sales message? And then with Kemya, like, okay, got to get that marketing message so we can reach more people to sell to. Yeah, so it's someone who has your client already that they're doing business with, and you want to team up with 5, 10, or more women, so you can broaden your audience. Because just you marketing in your little LinkedIn feed, that's not going to get you anywhere. You want to be in everybody's feed.
Yeah.
Okay, because they have your audience.
Absolutely. They have your audience. And then understanding that, right? Understanding that it's a great playground. Somebody mentioned earlier that, you need a playground. Yeah, and so LinkedIn, I always tell them LinkedIn is where people sign the front of the check, right? And that's what you want more of, people who can actually give you that money. And so this has been wonderful. This has been, I agree with you, Sandra. This has been so many nuggets. Given so many things. I hope you had note paper. I hope you've taken notes. And so, ladies, we're getting ready to wrap up. I'm going to give each one of you an opportunity to talk to why they should be contacting you and in your inbox now if they haven't already linked with you on one of the different platforms. So we're going to start with Sharon. I want you to tell them why they need to get with you.
Imagine this. You are remodeling your bathroom, you're putting down your tiles, you got your grout, and then you lay the towels, and you got the little pluses in between, or X's, or whatever you want to call them. And then you just leave it. Over time, what's going to happen is they're going to pop up, they're going to come out, and all that other fun stuff. You didn't put grout in between, so your foundation still wasn't fully done. Call me, because that's what I do. I help you figure out the foundational stuff. I am no Donna, and I am no duct tape fixer. I told you I use duct tape, and I'm not writing your course, but I will definitely get you in a space to where you can work with the rest of them, because I work with them too.
I
And
love
I'm
it.
done.
I love it. 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 So let's go, Kimya.
Duct tape.
Let's see. Am I going to behave today? Okay.
No, please don't.
Please don't behave. Please let us know we don't need duct tape.
Yeah. So you need to have a conversation with me if you do not have in-house marketing staff. If marketing is not your forte and you're trying to figure it out by yourself and Googling in these random Facebook groups. And third, if you are duct taping your marketing systems together, you waking up every day trying to figure out how to market. If you wake up trying to figure out how to market your business, you have a problem. You don't have a system. You have pieces of things that aren't integrated. So if any of that resonates, if any of that feels familiar, then you need to have a conversation with me.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And so come on through, Dr. Donna.
Okay, terrific. So if you have more events than you have appointments, if you have more appointments than you have clients, and if you have clients that are not returning to up level with you, I would love to have a conversation with you, because whether you know it or not, you have a sales process. It just may be ineffective or broken. Connect with me here on LinkedIn and allow me to assist you to move your sales from sluggish to sensational.
I
Ooh,
love it. I
I
love it.
love that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I love it. And so, Lynn, talk to us.
I love Sharon's analogy of the fancy, cool car you've got in your garage, because that's what everybody has in their experience and in their brain. And you may know a lot of things, and none of them are as cool as that car in the garage. So you've got to that's the thing. We have to discover what that thing is that has to get on the road.
I love it. I love it. Like you say, once you figure out what it is, then you can drive it, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And so, Miss Jerrilynn, go ahead and close us.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Um, I guess I'm that person that you reach out to when you decided that you're giving a conference, a webinar, summit. You wrote that book or whatever, and you're like, okay, I don't have an audience. Who in the heck am I going to market to? And I can help you build a tribe, because that's what we all need. Marketing on LinkedIn, on any platform, is horrifying. It's like no one's talking to me. There's nothing going on with my feed. So I help you look inside your Rolodex to find those people, like I said, who are already marketing to your audience. And I help you to build those relationships with them. So then you can sell out your events, get more people buying those books, just pulling in people. Because, like I said, no one knows you when you're just in your feed. You need to be. But LinkedIn has about 1 billion people now, almost. And how in the world are they going to see your message, which only lasts for a moment? You need to be in dozens, if not hundreds of feeds. And the only way to do that is to get into someone else's by partnering, creating win-win relationships. So they'll open up their LinkedIn Rolodex, tag people, which is the best part when they tag, because they know people who need you, and they
Absolutely.
introduce you to their clients. Like, she's perfect for you. You have to do business with her. And that's what co-marketing does. And that's what I help you do. And we have fun. It's all I can ever say. This is fun.
I love it. I love it. Love it. My name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the business plug. And today I have plugged you into Smart Women Partner and Grow Rich. Check out the group, check out the ladies individual, and we'll catch you here again on the Business Plugs Mixer, Sunday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So until that, have a great rest of your week and the rest of your day, everyone. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Thank you.